My dear, my dear, my... Who be all this choir? Who be all this choristers?
I want you now.
I beg.
Why did they find Jiden?
Jiden!
Where is Jiden?
Bambi.
Is they US now? They chill.
Hashtag where is Jiden?
What has he been doing?
They chill. Corona no day. Corona day now.
People know they still sing for Corona.
No, you would have. I guess if not because of the whole lockdown,
Yeah.
It would have been in Nigeria.
It would have been in Nigeria.
But it's in Nigeria that we are asking. I said, what is it doing?
This is music now. You know, so
Jana Monet or with who?
You know, the problem is that we always put pressure on this guy. He's shouting every time. Jidena is not that guy.
They do shows. They collect money from
JD
stream.
is not that guy.
JD.
Anyway,
No, don't even try to be like OJ. OJ, where no JD.
Sean Carter.
JD is not. The thing did not now enter.
Jidena, JD.
Before Jidena's Bambi, it was Louis Capaldi before you go. And before that, it was Zayn Malik and Sia, absolute jam right there.
I love Sia.
OJ was just saying also that Sia and Burna Boy have something in the works, and oh my goodness,
I can't wait.
The way I screamed, like when it comes to artist identity, I'm always talking about how it's important to have something that people can easily recognize. Sia has that, like in your sleep, you can recognize Sia's voice. You can recognize
her
without knowing the face.
Yes,
people have put up different pictures that this is Sia, but we don't have face now.
Yeah, eventually.
Lovely, and one thing I like about Sia again is that her lyrics are to die for.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Like you.
She's a songwriter, apart from being a singer. She writes songs for people.
You're like,
yes.
what?
Yes.
What did I just listen to?
Very true. Very true.
All
It's
the
so
way.
diverse as well. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Sia and Burna Boy. Yes, let's get into entertainment news proper. Mo Abudu reveals more information amid copyright infringement allegation. Yes, sir. In the wake of the copyright infringement leveled against Ebony Live Films in relation to the Oloture movie, the CEO of Ebony Live, Mo Abudu, has put out a video shedding more light on the issue. She shared the video via Instagram page with a caption, and I quote, "Oloture, the truth. Good morning. I would like to take a few minutes of your time today to shed more light on the recent allegation of copyright infringement made by investigative reporter Tobore Ovuorie against Ebony Live Films in relation to Oloture, the movie. Please note that this recording is made available to all for information purposes only, and we will therefore not be taking comments or answering questions on this video release. I also stand as mentor to so many young girls and ladies. I never want to disappoint any of you. So again, I did this to give you all an understanding of the situation. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Yes, take a look at the video."
Hello and Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Mo Abudu. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Ebony Life Media and Ebony Life Place. I would like to take a few minutes of your time today to shed some light on the recent allegations made by the investigative reporter Tobore Ovuorie. Tobore wrote the article titled "Inside Nigeria's Ruthless Human Trafficking Mafia," which was published on August 12, 2014 by the Premium Times, her employer at the time. Premium Times Services Limited, publishers of Premium Times, has disclosed that journalist Tobore Ovuorie cannot lay claim to the copyright over the investigative report, which belongs to them. According to the Premium Times editor-in-chief, Mr. Mujid, only the media company and its partner on that project, ZAM Chronicles, can lay claim to the copyright for the report based on Nigeria's copyright law. We sought and obtained the rights from Premium Times, the owners of the story. As such, we fulfilled our legal obligation and do not take kindly to suggestions stating otherwise. There are several instances where we have acquired the rights to other stories, books, and plays, such as Queen Hunter, Death and the King's Horseman, and The Secret Lives of Baba Sebi's Wives. This is how our industry works. We dare not make a film without acquiring the rights.
Now, this is getting messier and crazier.
Yeah, it's messy. It's very, very messy. It's been messy. I remember Honeypot and I had a conversation about this. Last year, before this whole thing even to say well. Okay, so a few things. I saw bits and pieces of Tobore's interview with Paul Senji, and the first thing I said was, not again, going about things the emotional way and not the legal way. And of course, this is to assume that seeing that means that she hasn't gone the legal way. And if she has, then I don't expect that she'll be doing that, because you should be observing the right processing and all that. Also, it's a bit tough when a more popular name is in a messy situation like this with a less popular name.
You're
led to believe the more popular person. And of course, when you look at Ebony Life and how established they've come to be over time with, you know, the movies they've done, you're led to believe that you don't expect that they would go about things the wrong way or illegally and all that. So it's just a bit messy. You kind of wonder, it's become a thing of he said, she said, she said, he said. And so I just really wish that Tobore Ovuorie went about things the legal way from the start and just, you know, kind of went that line, because now it looks messy. She even brought receipts of like emails, text messages. So you're like, okay, hey, you said this. You said. My only thing, though, that I would say is I wish that, because in the first statement that Abudu had released, she had talked about how the agreement was 5% of the cinema proceeds. Revenue. And I just, obviously, with COVID and everything, it didn't go to the cinemas, it went to Netflix. And I think it was, in this video, she revealed that in a text exchange, I think it was text message. Yeah, she then said, oh, COVID, we're not doing cinema again, but I will settle you. That's me paraphrasing. And I'm like, should it have been a sit-down conversation? Should it have been like a proper structured...
Or written.
Yeah, like, or exactly, yeah. Or like I'll send you a change in contract. Yes, a proper structure as opposed to a text message. But she also led us to believe that it had become a relationship.
Cool, that they were cool.
Yeah,
like
so
my father, something happened to my father. Oh, I'll come through for you.
We talked about this yesterday, and as you said, I would have really loved if she went the legal way. And I said that for anybody who's watching and would get into things like this, maybe from the outset, you are doing a copyright or something already about your story. I don't know how they go about that, so that you have evidence at the end of the day. And it is just so right that people do things the right way. And I'm asking questions because there are so many questions begging for answers. Like, okay, so if this was somebody's story, and then you have said that it is not fiction, and you have said again that you were supposed to give up 5%, I mean, initially. So I am wondering how that came into, and then for Premium Times, if Premium Times is not asking for anything, if at that time that person was a staff and was paid, because you know that even something like this came up the other time when somebody was saying that they did not acknowledge her, and there were awards for a particular work, and nobody even, mentioned her name, and if she was paid because she did a lot. Yes, those things can be very painful, but I do not really understand that clause when you're working for a particular company, and then you do a certain story. I don't know what clause lies therein, So I think moving forward, people should just learn to do things the right way, because emotional tantrums or all those flashing of stuff will not do anything at the end of the day. At the court of law, evidence is what they need. And I said it yesterday, that is why so many rape matters are actually swept under the carpet, because you don't have anything to show for it, and that is what they use at the end of the day. So no matter how emotional we want to get,
what is crazy about this new video is Abudu talking about already getting the permission, the rights
from Premium Times. Yes. So that was what I also found interesting. I was going to say that when you're talking about that, like I sorted it out with the
if you have sorted it out and you were a staff, the business you have is with. So I think it will now just be that they're just being nice. Like, so it is that middle that I don't understand, because for you to have done,
it's very dicey for sure, and thank God this is what we do. So of course, over the next few days, we're going to
we'd really like to hear from the editor of Premium Times. Would like to hear from Tobore herself. Would like to see if Ebony Life is still going to say anything about it. That's the end. That's the end. They have addressed it,
because I think for them it's like we've laid out all the facts on our end. So
why are you stressing us again?
So we'll have to then speak to Tobore and them and see what we can get from them. So guys, just keep your eyes peeled and keep watching. We'll definitely bring you more details as the story unravels. Alrighty.